My girlfriend wanted to open our relationship so she could sleep with a doctor during her internship. She said it would only be once, just something to explore herself. I refused. I ended it. And now she claims I threw away everything over a trivial matter, that I didn't fight hard enough for us. We were each other's first serious relationship, our first real love, and our first sexual partner. Both of us studied medicine, not in the U.S., and we had what felt like an incredibly stable relationship. We barely fought. We were open with each other. We were happy. Or at least, I thought we were. A year ago, just before I was set to leave on a trip, she brought up something that caught me off guard. She said that if I found someone while away, I could hook up with them since it was such an opportunity. It led to a serious discussion. I told her firmly that I would never want an open relationship, and that if she did, we'd need to part ways. She apologized, said it was a stupid thing to suggest, something she blurted out without really thinking, and we moved forward from there. At the time, I chalked it up to poor judgment. Now, I see it was the first red flag waving right in front of me. Part of our medical program requires us to spend 6 weeks working in rural hospitals, spread out across different towns, rotating through various departments. These placements have a certain reputation, especially in our country. The doctors stationed there are known for preying on young students, particularly the female ones. There are countless stories of these hookups happening. Yes, it's deeply problematic. There's a clear power imbalance even though everyone involved is technically an adult. It's still predatory, and unfortunately, it's been normalized far more than it should be. So my girlfriend left for her placement. The first couple weeks were fine. We saw each other on weekends. Everything between us felt as solid as ever. Then she told me about going out for dinner with some of the hospital doctors. She ended up staying out late, talking with one of them in particular. She admitted it probably looked bad, said she knew the kind of stories that circled these situations, and even confessed to feeling a little ashamed. But she insisted nothing happened. They just talked. I took her word for it and said that while I didn't think she crossed a boundary yet, it still didn't look good, and it wasn't the kind of situation she should be putting herself in. She agreed, said I was right. Then she mentioned he invited her to go jogging the next day, just the two of them, and she said yes. I asked her flat out if she was aware of the reputation these doctors had, aware of the stigma surrounding these relationships. Then why would she agree to something like that? She said she just wanted a jogging partner, someone to hang out with, and that if he showed any signs of interest, she wouldn't lead him on. She'd stay guarded. The next day, she told me they didn't jog after all because it rained. Still, I told her she was playing with fire, and I didn't like it. She told me I was right. She admitted she had been thinking more about it and realized it wasn't a good idea to continue. Then she said something that twisted the knife a little deeper. She found the doctor attractive, and the thought of him making a move made her feel flattered, even good about herself. That's when I brought up our past conversation about open relationships. After thinking it over, we talked again. She said she found the idea of opening a relationship intriguing, something she might like to try someday. She thought it could work. I didn't hesitate. I told her once again that I would never, under any circumstance, agree to that. She responded by saying she understood she'd never ask again, and that it was just a fantasy, something abstract, nothing more. For days later, we saw each other again. That's when she hit me with, "We need to talk." She told me the doctor was now openly flirting with her, making it clear he wanted to sleep with her. And she wanted it too. She said the timing, the placement, the entire setting, it was a perfect opportunity to experience something new. She told me she wanted to explore a different side of herself, that it wasn't a big deal. She was just a little attracted to him. And besides, it was rare for her to get attention from other men. She wanted to see what it would be like to sleep with someone else. Just once. I told her that she was crossing the line, that she kept moving the goalposts of what was acceptable in our relationship. I reminded her I had been crystal clear on where I stood. This wasn't something I was okay with, and yet I still asked if she truly wanted this badly enough to risk everything. She said no. She said she'd drop it, that we could continue as normal, that she loved me, she was happy with me, and she didn't want to throw it all away. But the next day, it came up again. She repeated how much she wanted to sleep with him, how important it felt to her, that she might not get another chance like this, that she didn't know when or if she'd ever have an opportunity to sleep with someone else again. Later that day, I went to her house. She was home that weekend, and I ended it. She was furious. She screamed that I was ending things over something ridiculous, that I didn't try hard enough, that I couldn't handle her simply being attracted to another man. She said she was ready to give him up, to forget the whole thing, and continue as normal, but I gave up too easily. She told me I was an asshole, that I was the one ruining everything. But I couldn't go back. She wanted to keep me as a fallback, to have her fun with the doctor while keeping the stability of our relationship in her back pocket in case it all went south. I couldn't be that for her. The desire she showed for this guy was strong, overwhelming, even if she didn't sleep with him, though I suspect she already had. Maybe on that rainy day they didn't go for a jog. I couldn't wrap my head around being someone's second choice, someone they settle for when the fantasy wore off. This wasn't about just him. If not this doctor, it would have been someone else later. Her actions made that clear. Her sudden shift, the depth of her desire to explore, the way she prioritized it, it all hit like a freight train. I'm heartbroken, mostly because it happened so fast. It blindsided me. We were solid, then we weren't. Someone asked, "What kind of place is this where these things are so normal?" It's Colombia, a Latin American country. And unfortunately, behavior like this during rural placements is common, not just among women. Male students also get involved. But yes, the stories mostly revolve around predatory older doctors and young female interns. There are no real HR protections. Everything runs on word of mouth and silence. I've heard that this happens elsewhere too, even in places like the UK. But knowing it's common doesn't make it right, or easier. If she reaches out after her 6-week rotation ends, she's in for a rude awakening. I'm not going to be waiting. Not anymore. Small update. I want to thank everyone who offered advice, insight, and support. You helped me see that I didn't act irrationally, that this wasn't some petty reason to end a relationship. If anything, I should have left when she first brought up the idea of opening things a year ago. But love makes you stupid. It blinds you. And when someone you trust looks you in the eye and says you're the one making a mistake, that you gave up, you start to believe it. I did.